I deserve this. This is what kills growth. When I came back from the US, everybody gave me just one piece of advice. You need to have a plan to win at life. I had a really rock solid plan for my life. And yet I crushed the plan with my own hands. You don't need to have a plan for your life. If you follow these three things, spend time with people who are nothing like you, don't find yourself ever complaining, and don't everything around you today is designed for your comfort. The social media algorithm is constantly telling you, आप जिसमें यकीन करते हैं वो सच है. ये रहा video. Everybody will get addicted. And I'll tell you how that happens. Mistake number one. This is the best time for me to have this conversation with you. And the conversation is titled, 3 Ways That You Have Already Destroyed Your Marwadi University Experience. I know nobody of you personally, but I can hazard a guess that that's actually happened. Within the first 2 weeks itself, you have begun, if not already, destroyed the next 3 to 4 years of experience for you. Because of the way you are conducting yourself, which I want to make sure you don't from tomorrow onwards. There has to be something that you change, and I will walk you through that towards the end of my conversation. But before that, when I came back from the US, everybody in my world gave me just one piece of advice. And that one piece of advice was, you need to have a plan to win at life. Ankur, make a plan for your life. Have a plan for your life. If you don't have a plan for your life, you're not going to win. Get a plan for your life. It's okay if your plan didn't work out. Get another plan. That doesn't work out, make another plan. That doesn't work out, make another plan. But have to have a plan for your life. And you know what? I agreed with that. I like, it sounds okay. It sounds right. Everybody I know also says the same thing. You have to have a plan for your life. The only problem was, I had a plan for my life. I had a really rock solid plan for my life. A plan that I had chosen for myself. A plan that I knew I could achieve, a plan that I had started working on, a plan that I was absolutely crushing, a plan that I knew I would hit, and yet I crushed the plan with my own hands. So on what basis can I come up with another plan? मैं खुद को जानता ही नहीं हूं for me to know what else can I do in life. So I was forced to ask a different question. A question that I would love to share with you because in so many ways, it will be liberating. And the question is it possible to live life without a plan? Is it possible to live life without a plan? And I heard a yes, and I am telling you, I'm a living example of that. And I'm not the only example of that. And all of you, 2 weeks into this program, looking at the next 4 years, I absolutely understand what will be going on in your mind right now. The pressure of putting up a facade that you have a plan. When everybody else is talking about their plan, your pressure to also share that you have a plan which you're so rock solid convinced of, but in your head, you know that you're not sure of that plan. You don't even know if that's your plan. You are in this program and it's quite likely you don't even know why. You're just here. And now you feel that the only way is for you to live through this because in your hope, it's the same that my parents had. Something will come up. You don't know what it is. You're just hoping it'll be a good thing. And you're super scared to admit that you don't have a plan. You're super confused. You're fearful that if you don't have a plan, you will fail. Because everybody around you seems to have a plan. And you're the only one who doesn't. And I'm here to tell you, nobody here in this room, including the front row, has a plan. Nobody has a plan. They're working towards something and they're confident of it, they believe in it, but it's okay to not have a plan. However, what's not okay is to drift. You can't be a plastic bag in the wind, which has no idea where they will go and no control over what they are doing. Because that is a scary way to live life. What you want to be is somebody who thinks and behaves in a certain way so that you don't care where you will be, but you know wherever that will be is the best place for you. And I'll tell you how that happens through three things. The same mistakes you've already started making here. Mistake number one, go back to the first day you joined. You maybe were in a hall like this or some other setup. You're surrounded by people who are all freshers, excited, nervous, scared, but also enthusiastic. And here's what's beautiful. Everybody's different. People look differently from you. They speak differently from you. Very different ways of looking at the same thing. And the first mistake you made, which you already have, is that within the first few hours and days, you started to look for people who are like you. I want to look for people who are like me. People who are from the same culture as me, same city as me, same state as me, same department as me, same school as me, same last name as me, same language as me. And that is what I also experienced when I went to ISB for the first time. When I went to ISB for my MBA, within the first week, people had formed these groups. Lawyers, Delhi, Sarojini Nagar, Bombay, South Bombay. It was just crazy that people had formed these groups. And in my head, I was like, यार किसी ने मेहनत करके इस कैंपस पे 330 लोगों को अगले एक साल के लिए और आपके केस में 6,500 इन योर बैच एंड 17,000 टोटल एक कैंपस पे अगले 4 साल के लिए रख दिए. And you want to spend time with the 5 people who are like you? The worst way to live the next 4 years. But you know what? You won't even realize it because we're just so used to it. When you open up social media today, when you open up your Snap or your Insta or your Discord or your LinkedIn or some of you on Twitter or whatnot, you don't see shit that challenges your point of view. No. You don't see things that tell you that there is a different way of looking at things. No. You just see things that endorse your point of view. The social media algorithm is constantly telling you, आप जिसमें यकीन करते हैं वो सच है. ये रहा वीडियो. वो सब लोग झूठे हैं. वो सब लोग गलत हैं. ये रहा एक और वीडियो. And you're just completely drunk. You're like, मैं तो बोल ही रहा था. वो तो झूठ है. ये तो सच है. You're just so convinced that your point of view is the only point of view that you reject any alternate way of looking or living in this world. And what you don't recognize is that this is a blessing. This is literally you being served on a platter, different points of view, so that you can become a better version of yourself, not just a bigger version of yourself. जो भी आपके विश्वास हैं, आपको वो ठूस के और नहीं गाड़ने हैं. In the next 4 years, your job is to actually challenge every single belief that you have of living life. And the only way to do that is to spend time with people who are nothing like you. Nothing like you. So go back to your first day. You enter this campus, I'm sure you scanned the room and you were looking for people here and there. कौन मेरे जैसा है? And then there were 2 or 3 people you looked at and you were like, नहीं. इनके साथ तो hang out नहीं हो पाएगा. इनका कैसे हो गया? You're so judgmental in your head that you refuse to believe there's something that you can learn from this person who you think is different from you. And here's a challenge. From next day onwards, this is the best opportunity and you will only thank me 5 years hence. Have lunch with a new person starting tomorrow for the rest of your tenure here at this university. And you will get to know so much about the world that you have no idea. That's mistake number 1. You're already spending time with people who are like you. कुएं के मेंढक within the first 12 days and loving the comfort that it gives. हाँ, हम सही हैं. वो सब गलत है. Step outside of that. Mistake number 2. कहानी सुनाता हूं. एक कंपनी का नाम नहीं लेंगे क्योंकि ये रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, जी से शुरू होती है और उसके प्रोडक्ट हम अक्सर यूज करते हैं। तो उस कंपनी की ना बहुत सारी अच्छी अच्छी चीजें हैं, बहुत सारे हम प्रोडक्ट भी उसके यूज करते हैं वगैरह। बट द वन थिंग दैट द कंपनी इज known for outside of its work is that it's a really good place to work. It's constantly rated as the top place to work or amongst the top places to work. And one particular thing about their place to work is the office. And within the office, particularly, their lunch. Let me describe what that lunch means, because I don't think you fully understand. So imagine a hall as big as this, perhaps even bigger. And on the perimeter of this hall, there are these stalls. North Indian food counter, South Indian food counter, Italian food counter, Mediterranean food counter, gluten, ये टन, वो टन, something, something, सब कुछ है. Jenny भी है. Everything is there. And it's free. It's absolutely free. So if you're working at G, you basically have this 5-star experience every day for breakfast, lunch, dinner for free. So one of these days, I am meeting with a friend of mine who works at G in the Gurgaon office. And I'm having lunch with him. And I'm standing in line of what the North Indian food counter is. So I step outside of the line to read what the menu of the day is. And I read it and it's amazing. So I step back in line, really excited. Awesome food, going to come my way. In front of me is somebody who works at G. उसने वो पट्टा पहना हुआ. And he steps out of the line to check what the menu of the day is. He reads the menu and he says, and this is the only time I'm going to use this word, but it's very important because it's his words, not mine. He says, man, आज फिर से दाल मखनी है. Translated, man, I get to eat richly cooked, butter-laden, really nutritious lentil soup for 2 consecutive days of my life. And I stood there stunned thinking कि इस इंसान ने अपनी जिंदगी में ऐसा क्या उखाड़ लिया है कि ये इस बात से रो रहा है कि उसे जिंदगी में 2 दिन दाल मखनी खाने को मिल रही है. Something is fundamentally broken. So I came up with this absolutely random fictitious story, which I think is true, to explain this. That when Larry and Sergey, who are the 2 founders of this company G, we're not going to name them because then we'll know what the company is. They started this company, they're like, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to create what will be the biggest social experiment the world has ever seen. We'll get the brightest minds to work in a company. We'll give them the most complex technological problems to work on. But we'll also give them shit they didn't expect. We'll give them a fancy office. We'll give them free food. We'll tell them you can wear whatever you want to wear. You can come whenever you want to come. You can leave whenever you want to leave. You can cycle to work. You can sleep at work. You can bring your pets to work. आपके तोते हैं, हम पंखे उड़ा देंगे. आप खुश रहो. You want to work 20% on things that are not even your work? Please do that. Oh, by the way, we'll also give you insane amount of money that you wouldn't even know how to spend. And we will pamper you like you are God's gift to humankind. Because what they thought turned out to be true. That everybody will get addicted. उनको लग जाएगी लत. They will actually stand in front of the mirror every day, pat themselves on the back, and be like, bro, I deserve this. I fucking deserve this. I've worked so hard in my life. Of course, now this company has to do all of these things for me. I deserve this. But Larry and Sergey were also statisticians by training. So they're like, hey, what's the probability that everyone will feel this way? Has to be non-zero. कोई तो होगा. एक भी अगर हो. Let's pick a number. Let's pick a really small number. Let's say 1%. That 1% will get up every day, stand in front of a mirror, and instead of patting themselves on the back, will actually pinch themselves and be like, am I really getting to live this life? Am I really getting to live this life? Have I really worked hard enough to be at this point that this company does so much for me? I can't explain this. I really can't explain this. I don't think I've done enough in life. I don't think I deserve this. And they are the ones who will move the company forward. Everyone else is filling a seat. Everybody else is just sitting on their entitled ass and be like, give me what I deserve. But that 1% shows up and be like, I don't think I've worked hard enough. I will give it my best. And they move the company forward. Now, when you sit in the super fancy auditorium with temperature at 26 to 27 degrees, no idea what the temperature is outside, couldn't even care less. And then you have, for no work done at your end, people coming, spending their hours, sharing their life experience with you. You're just sitting there. And then you'll be like, I've paid my fees. This is, of course, what I deserve. This is the transaction. So why is the hotel or the hostel food so crappy? Why is the professor so boring? Why are the placements so weak? Why is the air conditioning so cold? Why are my seats so creaky? Why is the internet so slow? Why does the gym have only 32,000 treadmills and not 43 million? Why does the swimming pool water feel so cold? Why is the badminton court so weird down? You are full of entitlement. And it begins to creep in within the first 2 weeks itself. And you don't want to take my word? Close your eyes and count all the things you complain about in the last 24 hours about something related to this university. 12 दिन भी नहीं हुए आपको. 12 दिन भी नहीं हुए. But this is what kills growth. Because when you begin to feel entitled, you start complaining. And you know what happens when you start complaining? You pass control to somebody else. You essentially say, मुझे जो करना था मैंने कर लिया. अब मैं अपने तख्त पे बैठूंगा and दुनिया मेरे लिए कुछ करेगी. Hey professors, do something for me. Hey parents, do something for me. Hey friends, do something for me. Hey administration, do something for me. I have done my bit. If only you worked harder, my life would be better. Go and figure your shit out. And that is the dead end. Don't get entitled. Don't get entitled. The hardest thing and the best thing you can do in your life is to never find yourself complaining. It's the hardest thing to do. But what we don't recognize as a group is that we are so privileged and also so lucky to be where we are. None of us deserve to be where we are. None of us, and that includes me and the front row. None of us deserve to be where we are. We just lucked out. We were born in a family that took care of us, gave us food, shelter, upbringing, love, value, education, because of which we sit on opportunities that we take for granted. And millions of people outside of this fancy campus will never see even for a second of their lives. They work far harder than any one of you will ever, and a lot of them are far smarter than you will believe them to be. पर हमें लगता है हमने कुछ उखाड़ लिया है. And उस ओहदे से गिरना होगा. We're always a student. We know nothing, and we have to keep reminding ourselves that we are simply lucky to be living this life. Now, what we make out of it is, of course, our hard work, destiny, combination thereof. But for you to even for a second crib about where you are and be so entitled that you start commanding somebody else to do their job when you have not even lifted a finger equivalent of what millions of people outside have done is ridiculous. Don't fall into that trap. Which brings you to the third and the last mistake that you're already making. Everything around you today in the world is designed for one thing and one thing alone: your comfort. Everything is designed for your comfort. Think about it. You need a book, click. You need clothes, click. You need the latest songs, click. You need a cab, click. You need tickets, click. Love, swipe right. Whatever you need, at the speed of thought, delivered to you at your doorstep. So it tricks you into believing that the purpose of life is to make life comfortable. Life ना comfortable होनी चाहिए. तभी life successful है. When the truth is, you look up to people that you are inspired by, that you would want to be, that you call successful. They are on a daily basis picking up the path of maximum resistance. The hardest path possible. जैसे उन्हें किसी पागल कुत्ते ने काटा है. They will get up every day and be like, नहीं, आसान चीज नहीं. सबसे मुश्किल चीज क्या हो सकती है जो आज मैं कर सकता हूं, जिसको अगर मैं कर गया, मेरी लाइफ बदल सकती है. I want to do that. That's how they're hardwired. They're not thinking of comfort. They are constantly challenging themselves. And you're already optimizing for comfort. 15 मिनट ज्यादा सो लिए, वो असाइनमेंट आएगी, बांट लिया, यहां कुछ बोला गया है, नहीं, इग्नोर कर दो, if it comes up. And you have already set your path to not being successful by deciding that the next 4 years of your life, or whatever time is left, is going to be that of comfort optimization. Because in your head, you feel that doing the assignments and showing up at class is hard work. Please don't kid yourself. It is the things that you're scared by. Okay, nobody will not lie about this. You can lie to me, don't lie to yourself. How many of you here are scared of public speaking? How many of you here are scared of public speaking? Show of hands. So about 75%, remaining 25% are lying. That's perfectly fine. एक बड़ा interesting survey हुआ था US में. People were asked, what is the thing that you're most afraid of in life? What is the thing that you're most afraid of in life? Number 2 पे थी मौत. Death was number 2. Number 1 was public speaking. People were like, kill me, but don't make me stand on stage. And it's so crazy, right? Think about it. Why are people scared of public speaking? Because it's not that you can't practice. Of course you can. It's not that you're not capable of speaking. You don't have to be the perfect English speaker. You can be a good speaker in any language that you're comfortable with. It's not that you don't have the ability to research on a topic and actually make sense. It's not that you don't have opportunities. This place will give you an opportunity every day if you want to. What's the reason why you would be scared of public speaking? The truth is, the biggest reason why people are scared of public speaking is you. You're the reason why people don't want to stand here. Because you're like, तुम जैसे ही गलती करोगे, हम सब तुम्हें जज करेंगे अपनी आंखों से, and फिर तुम शर्मिंदगी से मर जाओगे. You will basically fall in the eyes of your own batchmates. So when you come up on stage, you'll be like, I don't want to face that. I don't want to face that. But you have to. It's very easy for you to look at somebody like me and be like, oh my God, I would love to be a confident, articulate, public speaker like XYZ. But कोई भी माँ के पेट से public speaking नहीं सीख के आता है. Nobody's like, I'm born, it's like, yay, what's up? Hello, nerds. Welcome to my TED Talk. Everybody learns. I'll give you my first experience of being on stage. Class 7. My teacher believes in me more than I believe in myself. And she's like, Ankur, you're going to represent our class in the poem recitation contest, which today fancily is called poem for some reason, but हमारे time पे उसको poem बोलते थे. जहां हम ऐसे हाथ पकड़ के मेरी had a little lamb, jingle jingle bells, whatever बोलते थे. And I am terrified of the stage. I am super nervous like most of you are. I don't want to be there. But my teacher's like, करना ही है, करना ही है. So I somehow prepare, I remember, I memorize, and then I come up on stage and my legs are shivering, my hands are trembling, my heartbeat's racing, I'm sweating, and in front of me is my entire school. And I went to an all-boys school. And an all-boys school, how many of you went to an all-boys school? So you would know. The all-boys school is the closest you come in the real world to a devil's city. Because at the age of 13 to 14, every guy has no idea how to handle their hormones. So things are just completely going haywire. They're hitting the bricks, they're hitting each other, they're fist funding into the bench. So I can see all of these batchmates of mine waiting for me to slip up and then make me the joke of the year. So I am terrified. And somebody says, okay, Ankur, start. And I'm like, okay. I don't know why ऐसा बोला जाता था हमें खड़े होने के लिए. I think it was because the left hand is consoling the right hand. Nothing's going to go wrong. Nothing's going to go wrong. And then I start talking. And I'm done. And there is pin drop silence. Nobody's even walking. And I couldn't care less. I was like, thank God this is over. I'm so out of here. And I step out of the stage. I go back to where I was sitting. And my friend looks at me and be like, क्या हो गया भाई? And I was like, क्या हुआ? He like, तू स्टेज पे गया, तूने अपने हाथ पकड़े, तूने बोलना शुरू किया, तेरा मुंह चल रहा था, लेकिन कोई आवाज नहीं आ रही थी. That was my first experience. And I swear to God, at that point of time, I am never, ever going to set foot on a stage ever again. And here I am. So here's what you have to do as well. For the next 2, 3, 4 years, whatever time is left, make a list of the perfect person that you would be proud of. Not the perfect person that you can be, because of course that will continue to go. Just the person you will be proud of. The person who walked into the gates of Marwadi University 12 days back and the person who will walk out 4 years hence needs to be a person that you are extremely proud of. And some of those things will be things that scare you, including public speaking. But you have to face your fears. You have to get uncomfortable. Because when you come up on stage, for the first time ever, it is true that your legs will be shivering, your hands will be trembling, your heartbeat will be racing, you'll be sweating, and you will make a mistake. 100%. Because it's your first time. You will make a mistake. And guess what? Every one of your friends will laugh at you. They will judge you. But in that moment, there is only one person winning. And that is you. Everybody else is losing. Everybody else is a loser. Everybody else could never draw the courage to be where you are and found it easy to just judge and laugh and mock and complain. You want to be that winner. Because if you're that winner, I assure you, my friend, in 4 years, you will be a changed person. And that is true education. It is not sitting in the classroom and getting marks, which is what I thought for the longest time in my life. It is not getting a degree. It is not even getting a job. It's not even starting a business. All of you are extremely capable of doing all of that. The key to education, the purpose for you to sit here for the next foreseeable years is to become a person that you are proud of. And you have everything served to make that happen. Spend time with people who are nothing like you. Do it with zero sense of entitlement. Don't find yourself ever complaining, and don't get comfortable. If you follow these three things, you don't need to have a plan for your life, because your life will be generating opportunities for you every single day. Because you will think like very few people do. You will not be scared like most people are. You will not shy away from the challenge and the discomfort a new thing will bring with it. You'll be like, bring it on, bring it on. And people will look at you and be like, how does she do it? How does she do it? And you also won't be able to explain it because it's part of you. It can't be backtracked. It can only be seen in action. And as I said, I'm a living example of that. If I were to take you back 21 years, 2004, when I came back, and let's assume somebody came in front of me, weirdly dressed, haphazard look, and be like, hey, Ankur, I'm from the future. Time travel has been invented. Do you want to know what you're up to in 2025? And I'm like, ठीक है, मैं बहुत वेला हूँ, बताओ. And it's like, well, in 2025, you would have 16 million followers follow you on something called social media, which hasn't come up as yet, but when it comes, it'll just change the world forever. You would have written 6 books, 4 of which would already be released. They would have sold on 1 million copies. You would be the bestseller of this country for 5 consecutive years. You'll be invited by the top universities and colleges across the world to address their students, tell them about how they should be thinking about their life. You'll be paid insane amount of money and called by the top companies across the world, addressing their employees on what is the growth mindset and how to think of themselves as a professional. All of this while you're running a bootstrap startup that is making more money than you know how to spend, working for less than 20 hours a week, traveling for 120 days a year with your family. You'll be the fittest ever you've ever been, and you will have an absolutely incredible sleep every single day. And if I heard that in 2004, my only response to that person will be, जो भी फूक रहा है बंद करते. Because there is absolutely no way that I could have planned to be here. There is no goal, no target that I could have set for my life for me to be here in 2025 with everything that gets attached to me. This is not because I'm the most hardworking person you know. It's not because I'm the smartest person you know. It's not because I'm gifted in a certain way that you're not. It's simply, in my assessment, my way of living life differently from most people. And I would love for all of you to be that same person. क्योंकि 10 साल बाद जब इस यूनिवर्सिटी का रियूनियन हो रहा होगा, इस इनकमिंग बैच में से 2-3 लोगों की बात होगी. And those 2 to 3 people will rarely be the toppers of the batch, or the ones who got the highest pay package, or the ones who did something which was remarkable in the first year or second year or something. The only ones who will be talked of, even after 10 and future selves, will be the ones who did something dramatically different from the rest of you. And all of you and every single one of you is capable of doing that. The question is whether you want to or not. And I would love for you, in the early 2 weeks of your time here, make that promise of who you want to be once you step out of the gates of this university. Thank you.